Hey everyone, welcome to day 25 of our 30 Days of College Advice series. My name is Adyant, and today we're going to be talking about should you include a third recommendation letter. We're going to be talking about the pros and cons and when you should ask for a third recommendation. Now, before we get started, as always, be sure to like this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you get the latest videos as we continue our college advice series. Now, let's get started. First, we are really going to answer the main question, right? Yes or no? Should you use or include a third recommendation letter? Now, let's first talk about when should you have a third recommendation letter. The first reason why, and probably the most obvious reason why you should include a third recommendation letter, is if your college that you're applying to requires it or strongly recommends it. I think this is the most obvious reason why. If a college is requiring a third recommendation letter, which is possible, it's rare but possible, or if you know based on what you've heard from others or based on their policies that they strongly like a third recommendation letter, then obviously by all means include a third recommendation. Now, the second reason why you would want to include a third recommendation letter is if you are significantly involved in an extracurricular activity, right? An activity outside of school. And if you are able to obtain that recommendation letter from a mentor or a coach, so for example, if you do sports, you're heavily involved in sports and you want to be an athlete in college, maybe you get your recommendation letter, your third recommendation letter from your coach who has known you probably for a while. Or maybe you have done research in a university. And in that case, if your professor is willing to give you a third recommendation letter, that is the perfect reason why you should include a third recommendation letter. And lastly, third main reason why you should include a third recommendation letter is if your academic recommenders, your teachers who are your two teachers who are giving you your recommendation letters, they don't know you well. So if you spend all your time in extracurricular activities and you really don't know even though you asked obviously to the two teachers, which most colleges require, two recommendation letters, if you didn't know them that well, right, you know that their recommendation letter may not be the best or may not speak to all your qualities because you spent most of your time doing activities out of school, then yes, I strongly encourage you to add a third recommendation letter. Now, overall, the whole reason why to add a third recommendation letter is really to get more perspective about you. It allows college admissions officers to get to know more qualities about you that maybe your academic recommenders, your two main teachers that you're getting recommendation letters from, may not talk about. The whole reason is to give the admissions officers a more overall perspective on you as an applicant and about your various personality, your personality, your personal qualities, what really makes you unique and what makes you stand out. That's why that's why you would include a third recommendation letter. Now let's talk about when you should not include a third recommendation letter. One, and again, this ties back into the overall reason I talked about before, just now, is that if the recommender does not know you well, the whole purpose of a third recommendation letter is you are asking another recommender who may not be a teacher but knows you super well and can talk about your various qualities that you exhibit as a person that maybe your teachers don't really talk about because they never have really seen that side of you in school. But if your third recommender really can't talk much about you, maybe you haven't known them for a long time, maybe you're not in good standing with them or something, then it's better not to. I mean, unless the college really requires you to add a third recommendation letter, I would really advise against that. Now, the second main reason why you would not include a third recommendation letter is that if a college does not want them or discourages you from giving a third recommendation letter. Some colleges, if you see their policies, they may not even allow you to add a third recommendation letter. And some of them may allow you to, but strongly discourage you. There are some colleges, if you read the policy closely for recommendations, they say that they allow you to include one, but they will also say that you should only include one if the third recommender can provide a much more different perspective about you as a person and can really improve your application. If they simply repeat what your two academic recommenders have already said, if you think that they will do that, then those colleges probably will discourage you from adding a third recommendation. And this is said for any college. If you know that your third recommender will not say anything unique or different than what your primary two academic recommenders will talk about, then it's probably not worth it, because usually admissions officers have so many various applications to read that you don't want to give them more things to read if your recommenders are just simply gonna repeat what others have already said about you. That's really gonna be a negative in your college application. And that really is sort of a mix of the second reason and the third reason, right? You're either the college discourages them, or you know that your recommender does not have anything more to say. Well, that was it for this video. Those were sort of the reasons why you should or should not include a third recommendation letter. Usually it's hard for some people to think, or usually it's hard for some people to decide whether, and to sort of weigh the pros and cons of whether they should include a third recommendation letter. So hope this video helped. Thank you for watching. Again, this was day 25 of our 30 days college advice series. Stay tuned for the next video. Take care, and we will see you in the next one.